Hi there, this is part 3 of I Hate That I Love Him. Thank for you support, guys, we made it. Welcome to BL Without Labels, where the story isn't defined by words. Stay with the story. Support us. Chapter 11. I don't get to feel this. I wasn't jealous. I refused to be jealous. Rowan. I didn't turn. Didn't react. Didn't even slow down. Rowan, wait. She caught up to him anyway. Of course she did. People always caught up to him. I kept walking. Because I didn't care. I didn't. I really didn't. You're ignoring it on purpose. I froze. Because that voice was right behind me. I'm not ignoring anything, I said, turning slightly. Rowan stood there. Alone. Of course he was alone. Then why did you speed up? He asked. I walk fast. You almost ran. I did not run. You changed direction twice. That's called walking. That's called avoiding. I clenched my jaw. Why are you here? You walked away. So I followed. That sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a you problem too. I exhaled sharply. This was not what I needed right now. That girl was talking to you, I said. I'm aware. You seemed very engaged. I was answering a question. She was smiling. That tends to happen when people talk. She was leaning close. So, I stopped. Because this was going somewhere dangerous. Nothing, I said quickly. It's nothing. Silence. You're jealous, he said. I laughed. Loud. Sharp. Immediate. No, I said. Too fast. Too clean. Too obvious. His ears turned pink. I looked away. Immediately. I'm not jealous, I repeated. You are. I'm not. You noticed everything. I observe things. You don't observe everyone. I do. You don't. I crossed my arms. Defensive. Annoyed. Caught. Even if I was, I said. It wouldn't matter. A pause. Why not? He asked. Because it shouldn't. Because it couldn't. Because it didn't make sense. Because you're not mine, I said. Silence. And I'm not yours, I added quickly. He didn't interrupt. Didn't react immediately. Just watched me. So you don't get to feel that? He asked. I frowned. That's not what I said. That's what you meant. No, I meant. I stopped. I meant it doesn't matter. He stepped closer. Not too close. Just enough. It matters to you, he said. I shook my head. It shouldn't. But it does. It doesn't. You're arguing about it. I'm explaining it. You're reacting. I react to everything. Not like this. I looked away. Because he was right. And I hated that. It doesn't change anything, I said. My voice was quieter now. Less defensive. More certain. You said you're straight, I continued. I am too. I did. And I am. Silence. This, I gestured vaguely between us, is just a misunderstanding. He didn't respond. A stupid one, I added. Still nothing. And a kiss doesn't change anything, I finished. The words felt solid, logical, safe, but also a little empty. Right, he said finally. That should have felt like relief, agreement, closure. Didn't. Good, I said anyway. Silence stretched. Then why did you stop? He asked. I frowned. What? You were walking away, he said. Fast. Avoiding me. I hesitated. Because I didn't want to deal with this, I said. Or, he said quietly, because you didn't like seeing someone else talk to me. I turned sharply. That's not. It was. I stopped. Even if I didn't like it, I said slowly. It's not my place. That sounded right. That sounded fair. That sounded painfully reasonable. You can talk to whoever you want, I continued. It's your choice. He didn't argue. You can like whoever you want, I added. Silence. And it doesn't have anything to do with me, I finished. That should have settled it. Didn't. You're doing it again, he said. I frowned. Doing what? Trying to make it mean nothing. I clenched my jaw. Because it does mean nothing. He didn't answer, just looked at me, and somehow, that look made it harder to believe my own words. This isn't going anywhere, I muttered. Maybe not, he said. Another pause. But you're still here, he added. I didn't respond, because that was the problem. I was still here, even after everything, even after deciding it didn't matter, even after telling myself it was nothing. I didn't walk away, and I didn't know why. This is stupid, I said quietly. Yeah, he agreed. Silence. I'm not jealous, I muttered. A beat. Convincing, he said. Stop saying that. He almost smiled. And just like that, nothing was resolved. Again. Chapter 12. Say it properly. He shouldn't have been that close. Again. I thought we agreed. I started, stepping back instinctively. No more. He kissed me. Not rushed. Not hesitant. Deliberate. Like he knew exactly what he was doing, and didn't care what I thought about it. My brain went blank. Again. Which was becoming a serious problem. And then he pulled back. Just enough. Just enough for me to breathe. Just enough for me to react. What the hell? I shoved him hard this time. You said you wouldn't. I said I wouldn't do it again. He cut in calmly. You just did. I meant without a reason. I stared at him. That is not better. He ignored that. Of course he did. You were right, he said. I blinked. What? You said I'm straight. I did. You're right. Relief should have come. Didn't. Good, I said quickly. Then stop. But that changed, he added. Everything stopped. What? It changed, he repeated. When? His gaze didn't move, didn't waver. When you said you liked me, he said. I did not. And wanted my attention. That was a joke. Convincing. Stop. I heard it. He continued, voice steady. Not all of it, but enough. Silence stretched. Thick, heavy, too real. So, he said, one word, and somehow felt like a challenge. So, I echoed. His eyes stayed on mine, sharp, focused, waiting. Say it properly, he said. I frowned. Say what? Say you don't have any feelings for me. The world went quiet. That should have been easy. That should have been the simplest thing in the world. I've said it before, multiple times, loudly, confidently, aggressively. So why? Say it, he repeated. I opened my mouth. I don't. Nothing. Again. Nothing. My throat tightened. My brain stalled. My thoughts disappeared. His ears turned red. I noticed. Of course I noticed. Say it, he said again, softer this time. I clenched my jaw, forced the words. I don't have feelings for you. Silence. He watched me. Longer than necessary. Closer than comfortable. Convincing, he said quietly. I snapped. I said it. I shot back. What more do you want? Say it like you mean it. I do mean it. Then why do you hesitate? I don't hesitate. You do. I just said it. You paused. That doesn't mean anything. It does. It doesn't. Leo. I stopped. His voice wasn't teasing, wasn't calm in that annoying way, wasn't distant, just direct. You're lying, he said. The words hit harder than they should have. I'm not, I said. Too fast. Too defensive. Too. Then say it again, he said. I stared at him, frustrated, cornered, exposed. Why does it matter so much to you? I asked. A pause. Then, because it changed for me. My breath caught. What? I said I was straight, he continued. I meant it. Silence. And then you said that, he added. And I didn't ignore it. My heart started doing something very unhelpful. That doesn't make sense, I said. It doesn't have to. That's not how it works. It worked. That's not. I stopped. Because he wasn't joking. So what? I said slowly. You just changed. A pause. I noticed, he corrected. Not better. Not better at all. You don't just notice something and… I gestured vaguely. Decide this. I didn't decide, he said. Silence. It happened. That was worse. This is stupid, I muttered. Yeah, he agreed. Another pause. So, he said again. I tensed. Say it, he repeated. I closed my eyes for a second, took a breath, forced it out. I don't have feelings for you. No pause this time. No hesitation. Clean, sharp, clear. Silence followed. Then, all right, he said. That was it. No argument. No teasing. No convincing. Just acceptance. And somehow, that felt worse. Because for the first time, he stepped back and didn't come closer again. Good, I said, but it didn't sound like a win. It sounded like something else. Something I didn't want to name. Because now, the space between us felt a lot bigger than before. Chapter 13. This is what I asked for, so why does it feel wrong? He stopped. Just stopped. No teasing. No stepping too close. No convincing. No pink ears. Nothing. And somehow, that was worse than everything else. We were in the same room, same class, same space, and it felt like he wasn't there at all. Rowan, someone called. He turned, answered, normal, calm, unbothered, like nothing had happened, like I hadn't happened. I looked away, immediately, because watching him be normal was starting to irritate me. No, that's not the word. It was uncomfortable. Noah found me after class. Hey, he said, like things were normal again. You can come back. It's fine now. I nodded. Yeah. That whole rumor thing died down, he added. People got bored. Of course they did. That's good, right? I should have said yes. That was the goal. Fix the rumors. Get my room back. End the chaos. Everything was back to normal. So why? Yeah, I said, but it didn't sound right. Noah frowned slightly. You don't sound happy about it. I am. You look like you lost something. I didn't lose anything. I didn't. I got everything back. Didn't I? Then why are you still here? He asked. I blinked. What? You're not going back to the dorm, he said. You're just standing here. I looked around. He was right. I hadn't moved. I will, I said, but I didn't, because across the room, Rowan was there, talking to someone. Not me. Not even looking at me, like I didn't exist. And that was new. Before, even when we fought, he looked at me, noticed me, reacted. Now, nothing. You're staring, Noah said. I'm not. You are. I'm observing. That's not better. I exhaled slowly. He's ignoring me, I muttered. Noah followed my gaze. Is that a problem? I paused. No, I said. That was the right answer. The logical one. The one that made sense. You wanted space, right? Noah said. I did. And now you have it. I do. So what's the issue? There wasn't one. That's the problem. Nothing, I said. But my eyes went back to Rowan anyway. He laughed at something someone said. Just a small reaction. Nothing big. But it wasn't for me. And that felt wrong. You look annoyed, Noah said. I'm not annoyed. You look it. I'm thinking. You always say that when you're annoyed. I ignored him because I was trying to figure something out. Something that didn't make sense. I got what I wanted. No more tension. No more confusion. No more weird moments. No more him acting like I mattered. Oh, Noah looked at me. What? I shook my head. Nothing. But it wasn't nothing. Because the realization was sitting there now. Clear. Uncomfortable. Impossible to ignore. I didn't miss the fights. I didn't miss the confusion. I didn't even miss the stupid teasing. I missed. That's stupid, I muttered. What is? Noah asked. Nothing. I turned away. Finally. I'm going back, I said. Good, Noah replied. You should. I nodded. Started walking. But halfway down the hallway, I stopped. Again. Because for some reason, going back to my room felt wrong. And staying felt worse. I glanced back. Just once. Rowan didn't look at me. Didn't notice. Didn't react. And for the first time, I kind of wished he would. Chapter 14. Why are you like this? I'm leaving. I said it loud enough for him to hear. Not dramatic. Not emotional. Just clear. Rowan didn't look up immediately. Still flipping through his notes like this was just another normal moment. Like I hadn't just… Okay, he said. That's it. No where. No why. No reaction. Just, okay. Something in my chest tightened. Sharp. Unexpected. That's it, I asked. He glanced up this time. Calm. Neutral. What do you want me to say? He asked. I stared at him. Because I didn't know. But not that. I don't know, I said. Something. Like what? I just said I don't know. He watched me. Waiting. Like always. And that made it worse. Why are you like this? I snapped. A pause. Like what? He asked. Like this. I gestured at him. So calm. So normal. Like nothing happened. He didn't flinch. Didn't react. You said it didn't mean anything, he said. The words landed. Heavy. I did, I said. Then I'm acting accordingly. That was logical. Reasonable. Correct. And I hated it. That doesn't mean you have to act like I don't exist. I shot back. I'm not doing that. You are. I'm giving you what you asked for. I didn't ask for this. He tilted his head slightly. You asked me to stop, he said. So I did. I opened my mouth. Closed it. Because that was true. You said you don't have feelings, he continued. So I'm not acting like you do. Silence. That's not. I stopped. That's not the same thing. How is it different? I didn't have an answer. Not a good one. Not one that made sense. It just is, I muttered. That's not convincing. I swear if you say that one more time. You don't like that word, he said calmly. I hate that word. Noted. Silence stretched. Tight. Frustrating. Does it bother you? He asked. The question was simple. Too simple. I should have said no. That was the right answer. The safe answer. The one that kept everything in place. But, yes, I said. It slipped out. Before I could stop it. Before I could fix it. Silence. Rowan didn't speak. Didn't move. Just looked at me. Why? He asked. I let out a short breath. Frustrated. At him. At myself. At everything. Because this isn't how you were before, I said. That was before. I know that. Then what's the issue? The issue is, I stopped. Because I didn't know how to say it. The issue is you're acting like it didn't matter. I finished. A pause. It mattered, he said. I blinked. Then why are you acting like this? I asked. He held my gaze. Steady. Unmoving. Because you said it doesn't, he said. That hit. Harder than anything else. I looked away. That doesn't mean you have to just switch off, I muttered. I didn't switch off, he said. Then what is this? A pause. Control, he said. I frowned. What? You said you don't feel anything, he continued. So I'm not crossing that line. Silence. That's what you wanted, he added. It was. But it doesn't feel like it, I said quietly. He didn't respond. And that silence was worse than any argument. This is stupid, I muttered. Yeah, he said. Another pause. Then fix it, he added. I looked at him. How? His eyes didn't move. Say something true. My chest tightened. Because that was the one thing I'd been avoiding. I already did, I said. No, he said. You said something safe. That was accurate. I said I don't have feelings, I snapped. And I asked you to say it properly, he replied. I did. You didn't mean it. I did. Leo. I stopped. His voice wasn't loud. Wasn't sharp. Just certain. You're frustrated, he said. I am, I admitted. Not at me. No. At yourself. Yes. Silence. Why? He asked. I laughed. Short. Tired. Because I don't understand what's happening, I said. A pause. Then stop trying to control it, he said. I shook my head. I don't like not knowing. I know. Another pause. I'm still leaving, I said. He nodded. Okay. Again. That word. Simple. Calm. Final. And this time, something cracked. Why are you not stopping me? I snapped. He looked at me. Do you want me to? He asked. I froze. Because that was the real question. And I didn't know the answer. Not yet. Chapter 15. Don't go, but I won't ask you to stay. Fine. I'm leaving. This time I meant it. No hesitation. No pause. No looking back. I turned, took one step, and stopped. Arms wrapped around me from behind. Warm, firm, uninvited. My breath caught. Rowan, do whatever you want, he said quietly, his voice right behind me. Too close. Always too close. I'm not stopping you. My fingers tightened at my sides. Because that should have been enough. That should have made this easy. But then, I want you to stop me. Everything went still. What? His hold didn't loosen, didn't tighten, just stayed there, steady. I'm not going to force you, he continued. You said you don't feel anything. I'm respecting that. His breath brushed against my neck, and somehow, that made it worse. But I'm not pretending I don't want you to stay, he added. My chest tightened. That's not fair, I said. It's honest. It's confusing. I know. Silence. I could feel his heartbeat. Or maybe it was mine. Too fast. Too loud. Too. Everything. You can leave, he said softly. Then, but if you stay, he paused. Don't do it because you have nowhere else to go. My throat went dry. Do it because you want to. That was the problem. Because I didn't know what I wanted. Or maybe I did, and I just didn't want to admit it. You're making this difficult, I muttered. I'm making it clear. This is not clear. You're the one complicating it. I let out a breath. Frustrated. Tired. Cornered. You said you're not stopping me, I said. I'm not. Then let go. A pause. Then, slowly, he loosened his hold. But he didn't step away. Didn't create distance. Just waited. Like always. I didn't move. Didn't step forward. Didn't step back. Just stood there. Because now it wasn't about him. It was about me. And that was worse. I hate this, I said quietly. I know. I hate not knowing. I know. I hate that you're right. I know. I turned. Slowly. He was right there. Of course he was. You said it changed for you, I said. I did. Why? A pause. Then, because I didn't want to ignore it, he said. That wasn't a perfect answer. But it was real. I don't know what this is, I admitted. Neither do I. Silence. That's not helpful, I muttered. It's honest. Another pause. Then, stay, he said. Not a command. Not a demand. Just a word. And somehow, that felt heavier than anything else he'd said. I looked at him. Really looked. At the calm. At the control. At the way he wasn't forcing anything, but wasn't letting go either. You said you wouldn't stop me, I said. I'm not. Then what is this? A small pause. Then, me asking, he said. My chest tightened. Because that was different. That wasn't control. That wasn't teasing. That wasn't a game. That was real. And if I don't stay? I asked. His gaze didn't move. Then you don't, he said. No anger. No frustration. No pressure. Just acceptance. And somehow, that made it harder to leave. Because now, if I stayed, it would be my choice. Not his. Not the situation. Just mine. I exhaled slowly. You're really not going to stop me, I said. No. That's annoying. I've been told. A small pause. Then, stay, he said again, softer this time. And this time, I didn't look away. Chapter 16. Say it like it matters. Who am I to stay here? The question slipped out before I could stop it. Quiet. Not angry. Not sharp. Just honest. What right do I have? Rowan didn't answer immediately. Of course he didn't. He never rushed things like this. He just looked at me, like he was deciding something. And that made it worse. Forget it, I muttered. I'll just. Because it's you. I stopped. What? You asked what right you have, he said. That's the answer. I frowned. That's not an answer. It is. It's not clear. It doesn't need to be. It does to me. Silence. I stepped closer, frustrated. Because I knew what he meant, but I needed him to say it. Properly. Clearly. No space to misunderstand. Say it properly, I said. His gaze didn't move. You're here because I want you here, he said. My breath caught. That's not. I shook my head. That's not enough. Why not? Because that sounds like a choice, I said. And choices change. A pause. And you don't want this to change? He asked. I froze. That's not. I didn't say that. You implied it. Stop saying that. You keep doing it. I exhaled sharply. This was going in circles again. I want a real reason, I said. That is a real reason. No, I stopped, because this was the part one didn't want to say. I want something that makes sense, I finished instead. Silence. Then, he stepped closer. Not rushed, not forced, just certain. You're here because I don't want you anywhere else, he said. My chest tightened. That still sounds like a choice. It is. That's not stable. Nothing about this is. That was true. I hated that it was true. Then say something that doesn't sound temporary, I muttered. A pause. And for once, he didn't answer immediately, like he was choosing his words. Carefully. You're here, he said slowly, because I'm not letting you be just anyone to me. My breath hitched. That's still vague. It's not. Then explain it. He looked at me, really looked. And this time, there was no teasing, no calm distance, no control. Just something real. You're not just someone I argue with, he said. You're not just someone I noticed. You're not just a mistake or a misunderstanding. Silence. You're the one I didn't ignore, he added. That hit hard. And that means something, he finished. I swallowed. Say it clearly, I said softer now. He didn't hesitate this time. It means I want you here, he said. It means I don't want you to leave. It means you're not nothing to me. My chest tightened again. That's still about what you want, I said. A small pause. Then, you want me to say it like it's about you? He asked. I didn't answer, but I didn't look away either. That was enough. You have the right to stay, he said quietly, because I'm giving it to you. I frowned slightly. That still sounds like it depends on you. It does. I opened my mouth, then stopped, because that wasn't what I expected. That's not fair, I said. It's honest. I don't like it. You don't have to. Silence. Then, you also have the right, he added, because you stayed. I blinked. What? You didn't leave, he said. You could've. You didn't. That was true. And that makes it your choice too, he continued. Silence settled again. Different this time. So I have the right because you want me here? I said slowly. And because I didn't leave. Yes. That's it. That's enough. I looked at him. Really looked. At the way he wasn't forcing anything. At the way he wasn't backing away either. You're making this hard to leave, I muttered. I know. And you're not even stopping me. I told you, he said. I won't force you. Silence. Then, you're annoying, I said. I've been told. A small pause. And I hate that I'm still here. You're still here. Yeah. Another pause. That probably means something, I admitted. It does. I didn't ask what, because for once, I didn't need him to say it. Part 4 will be tomorrow. Don't miss it. Say if you want like a continued series or one full story without parts which you prefer. Comment. See you in next part.